Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to episode 86 of the Boonie Breakdown podcast. The podcast where we sometimes cry, we always laugh, we might get a bit ratchet, but we're forever going to break it down. Your source for all things responsible and ratchet. All right, guys, here we are, another episode. You know, this is one of my favorite episodes of the season when Valentine's Day falls. Today's guest is Brian, and we're here. We're going to do our annual Ratchet Valentine's Day special. We answer 5 listener questions, okay? You guys sent in some really good questions. We talk about threesomes again. That seems to be a popular one with you guys. But we tell you about who should not be included in your threesome requests. And we talk about why the lunch date is underrated. It's so much more ratchetness. You know, I love it when Brian is on because he's fucking ridiculous. So just stick around and listen to that conversation. It's kind of a long one, so I'm going to try to do a succinct opening for this episode. All right, so let's just hop right into Boonie's pick of the week. This week, the kind folks over at Clone a Willy and Clone a Pussy sent me some really great stuff to try out and review. So if you're not familiar with what this is, Clone a Willy and Clone a Pussy, it gives you the opportunity to make a in-home replica mold. It's kind of like DIY of your penis and vulva. It gives you a casting kit. And so then that allows you to give a really good gift or make really good use. Like if you were like, oh my God, I love my boo's dick. I would like to have a replica. You can buy a Clone a Willy kit, make a replica of your boo's dick, and then that's now your favorite sex toy, your favorite dildo. So the kind folks there, they sent me one that's like a glow in the dark Clone a Willy, and they sent me a Clone a Willy that's a vibrator. So you can mold your partner's penis, which it looks very simple to do. And it has an opening where you can slide a vibrator in it, and then your vibrator can end up, you can have a dildo that's a vibrator of your partner's intimate part. I am excited about it. They also sent me a Clone a Pussy. I am going to get help from Boo to clone my pussy. I guess I'll give it to him because I don't think I want a replica of my own pussy, but he might enjoy it. And it looks like it just really does the vulva. Okay. But it allows your partner to masturbate with it as well. So I think that's a good gift, especially with Valentine's Day this week. Like, here, Boo, here's my pussy. But shout out to the great folks there. And you might have an opportunity to win a kit. So stick around for that. All right, housekeeping for this week. You guys loved episode 85 with Julian and Kirsten of Rich and Regular. I got a lot of feedback about how you guys want to get right, and it was nice, and you enjoyed the perspective from a Black couple. And that was one of the things I loved about them, is that they were working together. I mean, who can get over the ultimatum that he gave her? Like, if I knew you had credit card debt, I wouldn't have even dated you. Like, oh my God, I couldn't even imagine if someone said that to me. But I'm so glad you guys loved it. If you haven't checked out that episode, go back to episode 85. Check it out. Have your pen and pad. They gave some really good tips. Also, you guys are bomb as fuck because I decided to host for the 20th anniversary of Back That Ass Up. I was hosting a twerk class, and you guys sold that motherfucker out. So yeah, if you did not get a ticket, I'm sorry. There is a waiting list. So I know I had someone who bought a ticket, couldn't go, so I was able to refund their ticket and then give a ticket to someone on the waiting list. So if you're still interested, you can head on over to bit.ly, so it's bit.ly/Boonie twerk. And I'll link it in the show notes. You can add yourself to the waiting list. And if someone needs a refund before the date of the class, I'm able to open up a ticket. Also, love you guys who pre-ordered the Ratchet notes. If you did that, you should be getting your notes today and tomorrow. If you're listening to this on February 11th and 12th, you should be having your notes. If you ordered a Ratchet box, I'll be shipping those out so you can have them for weekend fun. I'm really excited about how the Ratchet box turned out. There are a few more left on the website. So if you go over to theboonieBreakdowns.com/Ratchet box, You should be able to pick one of those up. Also, remember, follow us on Instagram at the Boonie Breakdown, Facebook, the Boonie Breakdown, and on Twitter, Boonie Breakdown. And I'm going to say you're going to want to follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. Next week will be the 2-year anniversary of the podcast. And I hear some giveaways coming. So you might want to head over there and make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Boonie Breakdown. All right. And remember, when you're sharing this episode, make sure you use the hashtag the Boonie Breakdown and the hashtag PODIN, PODIN. When you tag me, I will try to share it. I will respond. But again, if your page is locked, I am not able to do so. Okay. So only if your page is unlocked, I can do it. All right. So that's it for me. So let's get ready to break it down. All right, guys, it's your girl Boonie, and as promised, since Valentine's Day is upon us, I got my boy Brian on. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Boonie. What's going on, everybody?
It's been a long time since you've been on here, too.
I felt like I did something wrong at the show. I'm like, damn, I'm not on no more? What's going on?
You thought I cut you from the lineup?
Yeah, I was like, damn, I must have, I don't know what I did.
No, you ain't do nothing wrong. I guess I kind of went on like hiatus right after the show. It's just a lot of shit happened, but we back, so it is what it is. We got 4 really good questions.
I'm ready. I've been excited about this for a really long time.
The first one is really, really personal for you, okay?
Damn, for me? Okay.
Yeah. I do have a question, though. Do you, like, celebrate Valentine's Day? Like, do you do it big, or you just kind of do it low-key?
I always think it depends on how the woman feels. I mean, me personally, as a man, I could go without it, but it's not about you. As the man, it's the holiday that certain women really feel some type of way about, and some women don't. So it's just one of those situations for me where you got to play it how the woman that you're dealing with feels about it. If she's into Valentine's Day and it makes her feel special, do that shit. If she don't give a fuck, still do something, but don't not acknowledge it at all. I mean, I know people will be like, oh, Valentine's Day, I don't celebrate that shit, but some people do, and some people want to feel like, oh, well, at least he sent flowers or he did something nice. He cooked dinner. It don't have to be nothing over the top, but it depends on what that person you're dealing with feels.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am. Like, it don't have to be this huge, extravagant thing, but, just do something. And as long as we have sex, I'm cool. Like, we could be like extra nasty or something. That'll count for me as a gift. But yeah, you don't gotta go all out. I'm not hell-bent on it. But I was just curious. I don't think I ever asked you that.
I mean, it depends. Like, new relationship, yeah, I'm gonna try to do a little something. It also depends on what I spent for Christmas. If I just spent some money for Christmas, I'm thinking like, oh no, I ain't trying to double down on Valentine's Day.
I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not that big on it, because I have like, my birthday is 11 days before Christmas and then Christmas, and yes, I expect 2 different like gifts. You can't, unless you give me something bomb as fuck to do a joint gift, but I want 2 gifts, so I'm indifferent a little bit on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, joint gifts are whack. I mean,
they are.
If somebody's birthday is you can't help the day that you was born.
Yeah, my mama was fucking in March, so I just don't think it's fair that just because I'm near Christmas that you can do me some joint shit. But if your birthday's in June, then you get 2 separate motherfucking gifts. So
yeah, nah. So it's just one of those things where you gotta bite the bullet. You gotta suck it up.
All right. Well, I'm glad that's out the way. Question number 1, and it's directed directly towards you, Brian.
Okay.
This is submitted via Instagram stories. Brian, would you ever consider posing as a nude male model for a Booze and Nudes hosted by Boonie?
Damn. How much we talking? When you say teenage girls, how old we talking?
Teenage girls. Oh my god, I hate you.
I'm talking about R. Kelly. When he said that
I
last.
know.
That's how I felt like. So when you say pose nude, how nude you talking? like,
I hate
like,
you, but like,
is this the part
just
where is this the same person who's like, I got really big balls, so now they want to paint my balls? Is that?
it's not the same person. But would you?
I would consider it. I would definitely consider it. I mean, I don't know if I would want the picture to be like face front with all my parts just kind of sitting there for like 2 hours. It get a little cold, everything shriveled up. Like that might not be cool. Um, if I keep working
Well,
out
no,
with,
you would have to like put a cock ring on to keep it like hard. Don't nobody want to see no flaccid ass penises for 2 hours.
but who want to keep that dick hard for 2 hours? I don't.
I mean, you doing it for the pleasure of a room full of women. That should bring you joy.
Y'all get me drunk and high. I might just sit there and do it. I don't know. I haven't had a drink yet this year. But if I keep working out with this trainer and keep going on this regimen, I mean, shit, I fuck around and be nude anywhere. I'll be at damn hedonism for my birthday or something. So I don't know. It's
All
not.
right, there you go. That's our answer. So here's what y'all got to do, y'all. All right.
Oh my god.
Y'all got to follow him on Instagram, Creative Culture Lifestyle, and send him like encouraging messages and notes when he be posting his little workout shit. And then maybe like by August, we can get one popping.
So only way I'll do it is if this person will pose nude right beside me, and the dudes in the room paint her. How about that?
I can't be having mixing. Nah.
Yeah, I don't think no dudes want to come to that. And I'm sitting there,
Yeah.
I just thought about that.
Like, I just don't see that working.
Yeah, that's like when Choices used to have male and female strippers. Like I never understood.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs. Y'all go ahead, and I will meet back here on the dance floor in about an hour.
An hour. And did it ever stink in there? Like, you just had niggas naked as fuck, and then now we want to party and this shit.
I don't know.
Okay.
I went one time. One time, I could not wait to go. I thought that was gonna be like the highlight of my life, and it was terrible.
This was another short question before we get into the other ones. It was, Brian, what was the best gift you ever gave on Valentine's Day? Boonie, you can answer too. I love how I'm the afterthought. Go
The
ahead.
best gift I ever gave on Valentine's Day? I don't know. I don't remember. Over the years, you give like little material items and stuff like that, but I think sometimes the best gift is maybe like when you took time and like prepared a meal or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I can't even think of nothing that like, oh, I remember this Valentine's Day from 1998. I took this gift here. I don't remember. I mean, one time I did buy a Gucci bag, and the girl was like, her friend was like, oh no, it's not real. He bought you a fake bag. So I was like, yeah, I got it at the mall at the little stand. And she was like, really? And I was like, fuck no. Like, don't ask me no dumb shit like that. But the friend said it wasn't real because it didn't come in a certain bag or a box. But at this time, I was like 23 and off Saks, not off Saks, but Saks Company store. I shouldn't even be telling people this, but there's a store off of Route 40 all the way out. I like Aberdeen. And
Yeah, the little warehouse
yeah,
joint.
the little warehouse joint. And I went in there and they had a Gucci bag. So I was like, oh shit, like $300 for like this Gucci bag? Like that's some slick shit. So I get the bag and of course I put it in a nice box and got it wrapped. And she didn't know nothing. So she asked her girlfriend and she was like, oh, it's not real. It's not real. Like, but I mean, I didn't buy
It's
other.
always a hater.
Yeah, I done bought other shit like, Michelle watches and, stuff like that. Like little small gifts. Nothing, not like the big Michelle watch, but
I'm gonna say Michelle watches run a little steep sometimes.
I bought like one of the ones with the little interchangeable like plastic wristband type joint with the small
Okay.
case. Nothing too heavy. I just think of like little girlfriends and stuff from the past. I'm a good gift giver. I always try to think of like what's a really good gift to give. Like I give really good gifts. So for
Okay.
me to think like what's the best one, I don't know. I mean, if I'm with you, I'm gonna try to give you a good gift. So that's just me.
Okay. I'm gonna say I think the best one I've given is the one I'm gonna give this year. Um,
Oh shit.
yeah, because I, I really like a
Threesome?
nigga and shit, huh?
Threesome?
No, I think I passed that window with him in the sense that like I should have did that before I really realized like, oh shit, I kind of really fuck with him. I
Mm-hmm.
actually planned a threesome. This is a while ago, for an ex, and it was gonna be his birthday gift. And let me tell you how this nigga talked to himself out of a threesome. I had like totally set it up where we were gonna be at like a hotel. 'Cause I was like, I didn't want to do that shit at my house. I ain't want to do it at his house. And so, but he talked himself all out of it, and it would have been a good time.
What did he say?
Well, this was like that was kind of like the beginning of the end in a sense. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's just like he just started showing his ass, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to do this with you. But looking back in hindsight, I wish I had gone through with it still. Because I think he had enough dick for two women, and
What?
two, I think it would have been I do think it would have been a good time with him.
How much is not enough dick for two women? Like, please enlighten me.
I'm gonna say not enough dick for two women. Um, Definitely like those little thin ass little hot dog ass penises. Nah, I have to know that you have, because that's the one thing too. I know a lot of people would not agree with this. I know I have my limit of what I would do with another woman in a threesome, but I think like he gotta fuck her too, right? And so I need to know that based off my experiences with you, that depends on how this shit go. Who ain't no rules or whatever. That I need to know, like, if you fucked her first or you fucked me first, that it's enough of dick to go around. And some niggas don't have enough dick to go around. Like some just have like enough of just one solid ride with you, and then that's it. And that's fine. Some niggas really can be like, all right, give me 10 minutes and we can do this again. That's not all. That's
Yeah,
not
I
all,
like to
dude.
take a nap. So I might just be like, y'all keep playing. I'm gonna take a 10-minute nap and then
But I think that's fine. It's a way you can do that. Like I feel like you can orchestrate that in a way that it's like, all right, I'm gonna just lay here and like flick your nipple or something. Hey, just give me a second, right? But I feel like you can finesse it enough where, like, all right, let me recharge for a second. But some guys just don't even have that. Like, I just think like once they bust the nut, they're just like depleted, and that is it.
that shit feel like I just left the gym. Like I swear, I feel like I just left the fucking gym at that point. Like, all right, and then you get trained. See, back in my younger single days, oh man, like we fucking nonstop. Like it's nothing to bust a nut, come right back, bust another nut, come right back. And plus you're younger. So like that
Yes.
shit is definitely like it's not even an afterthought. Your dick get hard when the wind blow. So it's like now I bust a nut. I feel like I just did leg day. Like I'm like fucking exhausted. Like I'm like
And
shit.
that's the thing that's
And
like
I'm
so
like
not.
snoring right before like I even get wiped off. Like she come back with the rag, and I'm like, oh shit, what's that? Like I'm wiping you off. Like oh shit, like my bad. Like damn, like I'm like out of it. But if I know, I'm not ashamed to say it. If I know that we having a threesome, I'm gonna get me some performance enhancing drugs up in me or something. Y'all gonna be
But
like,
see,
this nigga dick was hard all night. I'm gonna be bouncing around that motherfucker like, who needs some dick? Who needs some? Somebody needs some more dick.
But see, I can't get with that. I think that's thoughtful that you prepared for the situation. It's not like people out here having threesomes every week. Now, somebody might be, but most people are not out here having threesomes every week. So if that's a special occasion, that's what you need to do to get your body right to perform, that's fine. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yep, I'm gonna do whatever.
And I also think too, the other thing you said, like you getting old. I just think it's so not fair that in your 30s, women are peaking sexually and men are like on the decline. That's just like so not fair.
Yeah, I don't know why nobody would. I don't understand why God would do that. But
You're like, why would we be off sync like that? It doesn't make sense. It's not fair.
yeah, because when we're young and in our 20s, we're like going ham, and then all of a sudden we hitting about 40. Y'all like all horny and shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I still feel like I got the same sexual desire. My shit ain't slow down. Like I still want to have sex 4 to 5 times a week.
Oh my gosh, I was watching TV and I saw the commercial for Hims or something. I don't know. I was over Boo's
Oh
house.
yeah,
It was
with
like
Snoop.
doing
Yeah.
yeah. So I actually really enjoyed that because I do feel like some men out here who are a little younger, they might not want to admit that their dick is changing. Like I'm not saying their desire has gone, but physically, yeah, the it's not matching with the desire, right? And so I'm like, if you can go on a website without having to go to a doctor and all that shit and just get you some pills or whatever, I don't see why you wouldn't.
I mean, I think most men kind of have like this macho attitude towards the fact, but I sold Viagra. So, me being a pharmaceutical sales rep, I sold Viagra. I know how it worked. I understood the science behind it. I understood why men start to have these problems. So, the biggest thing is educational wise, if you're starting to have those problems, it's an indicator that you have other problems going on. And that's what most men don't realize because they don't go to the doctor. So they don't realize they have high blood pressure or they have high cholesterol. And a lot of times that's the reason why. They, that's the reason why
Educate.
that's the reason why your dick isn't as hard as it used to be because it's still hard. You get what I'm saying? Like you still
Yeah.
hard. It's like different levels of rigidity, which means rigid. Um,
You showing off today.
Yeah, so it's like different like scales where men would do like a 1 to 10 scale and say, okay, my rigidity is now a 8 or a 9, or it's not as hard as it used to be. So when you see us at 37, 38, almost 40 in the gym with a trainer working out, like, damn, he working his ass, like he really in the fucking gym. Like we in the gym because we trying to save our dick. Like I don't want to be I don't want to be out this bitch with a half hard dick and like trying to like squeeze it in there. Like no, like I want my shit to be hard. Like it might
Okay,
not be.
so what I'm loving is we in the gym to save our dick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point. Like people like, damn, I see you working out, you lifting heavy, oh shit, you getting strong. Like I'm trying to keep my testosterone levels up. Like I'm never gonna be that 16-year-old boy whose dick just hard all day. I'm not. But I do want to know that when I'm in some pussy for that one round, like I promised you that one round before I go to sleep, I'm gonna fucking be hard and my shit. You gonna feel this shit. Like you gonna know that I was fucking here. You're not gonna be like, damn, like he not the man he used to be 5 years ago, or nah, fuck that. Nope.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So since we were talking about this, I'm gonna skip ahead to question 4 just because we kind of went there.
Okay.
And it's hey Boonie, I have a wild ass question. My girl agreed to have a threesome with me, but we're having a hard time picking the third. I want to propose an idea to her, but wanted to get your help. What if I would like to propose that the third person be my ex?
No.
Yes, you read that right.
No.
My ex.
And
Thoughts?
this is a dude.
Yes, Michael. And
No.
I'm assuming that's a fake name because it didn't match the email.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna call you by your name. No, nigga. No. That's not smart.
Oh, please don't.
First of all, you cannot You cannot even bring up the fact that you want to do anything with your ex. Leave that shit alone. Like, that's not even going to play well, even if you bring it up. Like, oh yeah, I was thinking Tisha, like Tisha, the bitch who you like was on your page or who still texts from time to time. No, don't do that. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I can't even when it came across, I was like, you already know the answer to this because you sending this to a podcast, right?
Yeah, like
Like, why would you think like? And my question, I guess my response back initially was, well, what would you say if she was like, well, I want the threesome, the third person to be my ex? Like, you wouldn't go for that. Why would you even propose that?
yeah, I mean, I think we should just come up with a list right now of people you should not include in the threesome. One is your fucking ex. Two, your baby mama or your baby father. Three, a
Your
coworker.
pastor. I'm like, your pastor.
Your coworker, somebody who you see on a regular basis. Like, these are people you do not want to have a threesome with.
No, that was always my gauge. Like for my third, I would always want someone who I know enough that I know they most likely would be disease free, but you still gonna go ahead and get that chucked out and shit. But like I have a comfort level with them, but they're distant enough that we don't really know each other, but we know each other.
Right. Like, they're not in your circle.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like my man ain't going to have access to her other than me introducing them to that night. Like, as a man, you kind of don't want to be able to be like, pick up the phone and call her when you want, because then you start getting too cocky. And now you
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I can fuck both of them when I want to or together. So you don't really want to know like how to get in touch with her. You want to kind of only think like, when your girlfriend coming up from Seat Pleasant, like, like that's all you didn't know is like she from Seat Pleasant and she fuck around. She don't even live in Seat Pleasant. She live in Northern Virginia, but you was told that she lives in Seat Pleasant and that's just the story. And y'all had some drinks and then the fucking threesome happened, whatever. But like you shouldn't even know like her Facebook page. Like you shouldn't be able to find. You would have to find her to find her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like you're just making shit way more hot for you than you need to be. Because now, even if you did propose this dumbass shit to your girlfriend, which I hope by now you have not, because you sent this in like 2 weeks ago, but like now that's gonna open the door because she gonna know y'all talking again.
Yeah, and
You
then it's
seen the
like,
bitch? Like
oh
you
yeah,
just opening a box that you don't even need to open.
yeah, like my ex. Like so now you fucking your ex a certain way. She like to be fucked, and she knows certain shit about you. She doing shit to you. It's like your girl gonna be looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's too familiar. So, Michael nigga no, as Brian said.
Right. I mean, does his and then now I want to know like, does the ex girlfriend like girls? Like, did y'all have threesomes? Like, what's going on to the point where you feel comfortable going to ask your ex? And if that's the case, why is she your ex? Because sounds like to me y'all still familiar enough that you can even ask her like when somebody's an ex.
It would be only one ex of mine if they asked me to do that shit. If I were single, I would do
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
because
That's
the
just
shit was just too bomb.
y'all crazy.
Like, oh, that bitch gonna let me come in there? Oh, all right. Cause just like I said before in another episode, like I'm gonna suck your husband boyfriend's dick better than you in front of you, and so sorry, not sorry. Um. All right, next question. That one was fast. Hello, Boonie. I enjoy listening to your podcast, and I was wondering what's your opinion on open relationships. I have a friend, in air quotes, that's been married for 5 to 6 years, and during that time, her husband has been caught cheating several times. I mean, outside children coming in at 4 a.m., everything, you name it. At what point does she just walk away or stay and accept his constant infidelity? I believe their agreement is just as long as it stays under wraps, I'm good. What do I tell her at this point? Signed, Grace.
Okay, break it down. So the friend has a friend who's getting cheated on.
In a terrible way, apparently he has. children outside of their relationship, and he comes in at 4 a.m. on the regular.
So why the fuck do you care? If she's happy. That's the part that gets me because people be worried about what other people doing. Like, guess what? If she's still there and she not leaving, don't fucking concern yourself with it. But just for the sake of what we're doing here, we're gonna go along with it and we're gonna try to help you out. But my thing is, if that man was one of my friends and he's just walking in the house 4 in the morning and he got kids and he cheating and shit, he just ain't shit. And guess what? She know he ain't shit. And she know that the places where he say he was at or whatever was closed by the time he walk home and she staying around. Hey, maybe she dickmatized. I don't fucking know. She might just be like, I can't leave him or I'm doing it for the kids. Whatever it is, she not gonna leave him. She's not gonna leave
Yeah.
him. So are she proposing that they be in an open relationship?
Yeah, so that's why I was kind of getting confused by it because it was three questions in this question, right? So the one was at what point does she walk away or just stay and accept his constant infidelity,
She's
right?
already did that.
So at this
She's already
that's I'm like
she's
if he
already done
has an
that.
outside baby and she's still married, then she's accepted and she's staying, right?
Yeah, she's already done that.
Two, the other question was, what do I tell her at this point? I mean, you could voice your opinion, like, boo, like, I love you, you deserve better than this, etc. But it's still gonna have to be her who believes that and wants to walk away. Maybe they do have some agreement. Maybe this nigga's rich as fuck, and she's like, you know what? I work and I don't have to do nothing, right? So I don't care. You don't know what she's really thinking. And then the third question was, what's my opinion on open relationships? Um,
All right, let's get back to the second thing. So it sounds like she's already made the decision to stay. Okay.
yeah, clearly. I mean,
So
you have a kid on me.
yeah, he's got a baby. He's known to be out all times of the night and doing whatever he wants to do. So she's kind of okay with it. And then two, it's like, what should I say to her? I think as a friend, it's a fine line when you talk to people about their personal marriages and their
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend cheating. I think as a friend, you do kind of want to have that conversation. Like, I think you can do better, or you don't seem like yourself. I look at you and you've let yourself go and you
Agreed.
kind of lost yourself because of this man. You're allowing him to bring you down. You don't even look like the person I knew you were. You got to get yourself up, go to the gym, put that dress on, and become who you used to be. Maybe that talk, but going in with the whole he ain't shit, he cheating on you, she already know that shit. Like, so coming from a friend, you got to come at a different angle than just your man ain't shit and he cheating on you, because she probably already told him before, my friends think you're not shit, and he probably like, I don't give a fuck her, like, and she ain't go nowhere, and she hasn't gone anywhere. So most women know. I feel like most women know when they with a man who just like completely just out here doing whatever he wants. And a lot of
Yeah.
times they've made the conscious decision that they're going to turn the blind eye to it and accept it. And if that's what they decide to do, who are you to like come in and tell them, why are you doing this? Why? Like, that's what the fuck she chose to do. So once she chooses to
Yeah,
do it, I mean, one day
there's nothing you can do.
she's got to get the courage on her own to say, I want better. Or sometimes people don't want better because there's plenty of women we know that are grown women now who are single, who stayed for the kids, or mothers that stayed around with the fathers and the father had an outside baby or outside relationship. And then as soon as you go to college, you come back after your first semester and dad's gone because he's been waiting all these years because they were miserable. Like, people do it all the time.
No, yeah, I definitely think, yeah, definitely just give it a pep talk. Like, do you really want to do this? Like, do you really want to stay? Make her think about it, because sometimes she might be blinded by something, or they do have an agreement, or she out here cheating too, and she's being way more discreet about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I guess.
it's just the way you say it. Like, It's gotta
No,
be.
I get it. I agree with what you said. Like, you just can't be like, he ain't shit, bitch.
Yeah, you gotta talk to her and say, hey, you might be talking about your relationship or something in which you're not willing to accept, and be like, hey, have you ever thought about leaving him, or has it ever come up that y'all split because of things that he's done, or have you ever considered doing something outside of the marriage, or would you ever, stuff like that. It's ways to talk about it without coming directly straight with that message.
No, yeah, I agree. So, would you do an open relationship?
No, I wouldn't. I don't share shit. I'm selfish. I'm not. I don't even like. I was just telling somebody the other day how dudes are cool with being a side nigga, and they'll send DMs to your girl and shit like that, and they'll do anything they can to try to be on the side. And I'm just like, I can't be a side nigga, because if you a side nigga to my girl, you catching all of this cum that I bust in her all the time. Like, so I need to know. I need to know that it's mine. Like, I'm a nasty motherfucker, so I'm not coming over your house or fucking with you on the side, and you just snuck out your boyfriend's house, and now I'm looking up behind your boyfriend. Like, no, I fucking need you here when I want you here. So if you can't do that, and we can't, I did the side thing before. That's the one part that's just like, you
Shocker.
gotta fucking go home. You can't come out right now. Like, no, like, I mean, sometimes it's had its advantages, but at this point in my life, I want my own shit. Like, I'm not 25 anymore. So if I tell you to come out, or let's go hang out, or stay the night, like, I don't want to hear that you got to fucking go home to your boyfriend or your man, or you can't talk on the phone. Like, what kind of shit is that?
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I'm built for open relationship either. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
it's
Grace, yeah, I just that ain't your shit. So, like we said, just
sometimes it's
be
better
like, I
to
miss
just
my friend, but just
yeah, sometimes it's better just to mind your business, and in the long run, just be ready for that person when they say I'm breaking away, and be there for them at that point. But it's nothing you can do until it's like a person who's on drugs. Like, there's nothing you can do but just be there for when they make that call and say, I need help. You know, when you're telling them, like, why are you doing this to yourself? Look at you. Look at what alcohol is doing to your life. Look at what drugs are doing to you. They don't care anything about that. All they care about is going to get high again. And that's the same way where, like, most women in relationships, sometimes it's abusive, sometimes it's just they're being used. They don't know. They just keep running back to what they know. Like, even the chicks who left R. Kelly, they just like, I got to the airport and I just was like, fuck, like, I got out, but I want to go back. Or they got away and went back. It's just a crazy thing. Some people just psychologically cannot see themselves without a person. And sometimes they feel like, I've heard women say, he cheated on me, he did this, he did that, but I didn't want to lose to her. So I felt like it was a competition between me and this other chick. And yeah, I knew who she was. We talked on the phone, but at some point I felt like I was losing to her. It became a battle more so than it was supposed to be me and him. Became about me and her. She was going to win. That type of
that's an interesting thought. But stuff like that, it's like that's what I'd be like, take your ass to therapy because
thing. Yeah,
I feel like therapy cures everything. But
it do, but it's just
but
one of those things where people really.
that's some deep ass shit. Like I've never heard
No,
that,
I've
but
heard
I can
plenty of
see
women
it.
say it, like, "Oh yeah, I caught him cheating. Me and the girl talked, and then I felt like it was a competition between me and this other woman because I found out he was still talking to her, and then I was like, if I leave him, now he's going to go to her, but it just became a competition, and for years I felt like, I was competing for him more so than he was mine. Like, I've heard that before.
That's wild. But I can see how that could be someone's reality. But good lord, like you take your ass to therapy because I ain't doing all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, some people just don't really know how to just get up and walk away and be like, I don't want to be in part of this game. And then it becomes a 2 or 3 way system. I mean, shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just straight up honest. If I'm single, like, chicks got to know that, hey, yeah, I might even let them know about the other chick that I'm dating. So it do be a competition. Like, fuck it. Like,
Ugh.
what's that for?
That is so like whack.
No, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you gotta let them know that, like, okay, yeah, I'm single and I see other people. And then sometimes
That's
they get to a point where they want to know. Like, they'll say, oh, I see Boonie, like, every post that you was at, and I seen you and Boonie down Afram together the other day. Like, is that the chick you dating? Like, yeah, it is Boonie. Like, yep. And guess what? Boonie cooked for
we've never dated.
Boonie cooked for me last night. And then they're like,
I've never
oh,
cooked for
well,
him.
can I cook for you tomorrow night? Oh, yes. Next thing you know, that competition is up and fucking running.
That's so ridiculous.
Hey,
Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna skip. I think I'm gonna save number 3 for last. This next one. And it's more so, and I agree with this person. This is a submit. It was very brief. It was submitted via Instagram stories. And is why is it so difficult for men to make a plan, take initiative, and to plan a date? They need to be taught a masterclass. Now, this statement here,
that is not true.
it is fucking
It's
true.
not true.
It is true.
It's not true.
Niggas will what you doing you to death. Hey,
Because
stranger. But
because
won't make a motherfucking date. Like, set a date. Then I could be out with you. You
no,
don't got to text me what you doing.
no,
No, it's true.
no.
The shit is whack.
If he really wants you, he will go out his way to make that shit happen. If he only wants you a little bit or intrigued by you when he see you post a picture or at that moment when you're in his story or on his Instagram and it's like, what you doing? Oh, what you doing? Oh, what you doing? Like, that's just like, we don't give a fuck. But when we like you, we will plan a date. Like, if we don't have no other shit going on, like, now if he got a girl or he got a chick that he kind of like is his girl and he don't want to do, he like on what you doing, or oh yeah, I want to see you, he might play around like that. But if he know he can straight up be like out seen with you and have the time of his life because he really checking for you like that, he will plan that shit. I know, I'm a man. When a man wants to see a woman and it will, nothing will stop him from that, if especially if she's willing to go. That's just how I feel. I just really feel like that.
I will say I do think it's some truth to that, but I do think men have gotten lazy.
Yeah, men have gotten lazy
Like,
because y'all allow us to. But if it's a woman that we really want, we will go to that extreme and set that date. Like, a man will set that date. Like, I will sit there and be like, oh, okay, like, I want to take this chick out, like, whatever. Now, I will say, when I was single, I did a lot of meet me at a bar, meet me at this hookah lounge, meet me at this restaurant, because it was like chicks that I really not so much didn't like. I just didn't want to even give off the impression that I was trying to create something like big or special. Like, to go out on a date, like, you got to really like tell a person like, I'm really like digging you. So for me, like, if I'm single and you single and I'm like out and it's like Wednesday night and I've been what you doing, I don't what you doing nobody, but if I was doing that, I would say, hey, meet me at the bar at Roof Chris or
but
something.
see, I don't even think some people are doing that. Like, it really just be like, it's thankfully I haven't had to deal with this shit in a long time now, but I understand the pain because it's like, nigga, just tell me to meet you somewhere. Like you said, like, I will meet you at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know, but like, just do something, take some type of initiative. And I do feel like some guys have gotten to the point now because the odds are in their favor that they've gotten really lazy,
Well, I
and
don't think
that is all they're willing to do.
it's a part of it that is true, but a lot of times what you get when you do get the chicks that are down for whatever and you what you doing and the Netflix and chill, you get a lot of quantity with that. You don't get a lot of quality with that. Now, if there's a chick who you perceive to be quality, that's when you step up and be like, okay, I'm about to ask her if she want to go to Top Golf. I'm about to ask her if she wants to go, you know, eat with me at a such and such restaurant and maybe go bowling or something like that. Or
Did you know we're getting a Top Golf coming to
yeah,
Baltimore?
that's gonna be dope. I need that. Like, I like the golf and I think that's cool.
Yeah, Northern Virginia so far. Okay.
Yeah, so like stuff like that. I mean, people out there, if you're one of those people and you're struggling and you're like, you know what, Brian, I don't want you doing chicks to death because I don't know what to do. I can give you a list of things to do. Like, all right, you wanna take a chick out. I feel like you should start with Cheesecake Factory. You should start with like meeting at a bar.
Well,
This
I think you should actually do like, I think the lunchtime date has
lunchtime date
died.
is
That's
that's
where you
the
should
shit
start.
right there.
It is. You should do a lunchtime date, or I would even start if
Listen,
you're really not sure on the person, do a coffee date, right? And then it might be like, all right, we done drank this coffee. I like you. Let's go get something to eat, and then
I
it turned into a lunch date. Now I had a lunch date that turned into shit. We've been sitting at this table talking so long. Let's go to the bar.
yeah. I mean,
Right. And then the bar date almost turned in Let's Smash, but I was on some New Year, New Shit. So you couldn't fuck. But it was the old me. It would have been a lunch date turned into a bar date turned into fucking.
yeah, yeah. I remember one time, like, yeah. So I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back to that. But
But the lunch date is so
I'm
underrated.
a, so the lunch date is perfect, and this is where, like, I've been on record for this, and I think I might even said it on the podcast. To me, dates start very low. Like, you want to be able to, for both people, you want to be able to get in and get out. So if we meet at Starbucks and it's just not what you was feeling, my pictures don't look like my pictures online, your pictures don't look like your pictures online, we can get out of there in 15 to 20 minutes if we go to Starbucks. Like, you can literally be like, okay, well, I got to run. I just wanted to come and meet you. It's nice talking to you. I wanted to put a face with the voice, something like that. So you can meet at a Starbucks. Hey, let's just get coffee. Meet at a Panera. Bring your laptop just in case she dip on you, whatever. Just go and just chill and it'd be something real casual. Then it's like, okay, Rita's, I said this before, you go to Rita's or you go get ice cream or something like that. Then if you
And go
really,
for a walk.
yeah, you
Yeah.
really feeling that person, like now you can be like, hey, let's go to dinner next week. And then you can sit across from them for an hour and enjoy yourself and be like, okay, now we can go do this again. But to just jump out there, like, let's go to Ruth Chris, and you don't even know the person. And now you're stuck at this restaurant with this dress on and these heels on, and you don't even like him. And he's kind of like awkward. You just put yourself in a position because now you made this
Now,
expectation, like, you got to take me to this nice restaurant. And you don't even fucking want to be there. Like, don't waste my
well,
fucking
here's my
money with
thing
time.
too.
Don't waste my fucking money with time.
And I wish I could find the article that I read this in, but I actually do this myself. And I know like some women probably cringe. Um, I kind of do that whole first date too. Like, I'm usually super casual, and that's just my style anyway. Like, I'm never the girl in heels and a freakum dress. Like, that's just not my style unless I got to. But I will wear sneakers on a first date.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't even be a dress
I
code or
Yeah,
what you're doing.
but you know how some girls do, they do the most.
Yeah, some people, I don't even feel like there's most places in Baltimore where I even want to dress up and go out to. Now,
Me
there's
either.
times when I
So
want to throw on like a sweater or some jeans and stuff like that. But for most places, I'm going casual. So, like, sometimes I want you to be casual. Sometimes I just want to throw on like some workout type gear and just meet you for, like you said, like some coffee or something chill. I ain't trying to get dressed up to try and impress you. Like, for what? It just, at this point, I ain't trying to impress you. Like, I ain't got to put on. It just is what it is.
it was so funny. Like, and now I'm at that stage where it just be like, you want to go to Bar Louie? Like, all right, let's just go get a drink, right? So we did that the other night, and it was so fucking funny that we had like a little the waiter, he was gay, and he was like giving me high fives and shit all night. And Boo went to go pay, and when he paid, he gave his credit card or whatever. And the waiter was like, he like hit the table. He goes, oh, this credit card metal. I ain't never seen no shit like this, right? He was like, girl, he rich, you better keep.
Oh God.
And I was like, don't I know, right? So, but I laughed because when I was looking around I was expecting the place to be more popping than what it
It's
was.
always empty in there.
Yeah.
It's like, how are y'all
But it
still
was,
open?
yeah, I don't
But it's
know. But
been
it
like
was
two or
like
three places that's already closed down in in that
in that
in
place.
that area. Yeah. So that's kind
But it was
of
just like I looked around, it looked like all couples who were just like, look, we at that point, we don't even care no more.
The story I was going to tell was funny because one time I kind of I kind of felt like I got fucked, and it was funny because
Oh.
I was like, I was on Facebook one time, and this girl had went live, and she was like at this bar, and she was like, anybody want to come meet me? I'm just sitting here having a drink, blah blah blah. So I'm like, shit, I'm not doing nothing. It's like a Wednesday night or something. So I sent her inbox like, how long you gonna be there? She was like, oh, I'm gonna be here for a while. And I was like, I always wanted to meet you anyway. We, joke around on Facebook. I'm gonna come up. So we sitting there, we having a drink. I pay for her drink. She had already had a couple drinks or whatever. So I had a drink with her, I paid for her drinks. And then I was like, what you want to do? She was like, nothing. I was like, let's go to a strip club. So she was like, oh, cool. So we went to Norma Jean's. So naturally, we just met. So we in Norma Jean's, like, I end up like pulling her on my lap. So I'm feeling on her and shit, like, oh yeah, this is going good. Like, first date, first night, like, oh yeah, like, this is a date. And she's like, all right, this is a date. So, we leave out of there. We start fucking around in the car. So by the time we get to her house, she's naked, like in the front seat. So we get back to her house. She's like butt ass naked in my car. So she's like, I'm not fucking you in the car the first time. So I'm like,
A woman of
so I
standards.
was like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. It ain't no rush, ain't no big deal. So she just totally like didn't hit me back for like a week or two. And I'm like, shit, what the fuck did I do? Like, did I rub it the wrong way? Like, what happened?
It was probably cold. You have the heat on in your car, nigga.
Nah,
Shit.
but it was just like she just wasn't hitting me back. And I'm like, damn, like, what happened? Like, I almost feel like I pulled out on her too. So I'm like, what happened? Like, so so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, cool. So a couple weeks go by and she was like, when are you going to take me out for real? You. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, so that didn't count. She was like, no, that didn't count. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, now I got to retrace the steps. I caught her with a couple drinks. We went to Norma Jean. She got a little drunk. She got a little tipsy, took our clothes off. Like, all right, cool. You know what? I tried to judge her and put her in a box. And now I'm going to just like, take her on a nice lunch date. So I'm like, hey, you want to go to lunch? She like, yeah, let's go to lunch. So she was like, are you picking me up? I'm like, yeah, I'm picking you up. We're going to go to lunch. So I pick her up and I'm like, where you want to eat at? And she was like, what's around here? And I'm like, oh, it's just like a little Chinese food place close to here. And she was like, oh, that's cool. Let's just get some Chinese food to go. And
What?
I'm like, some Chinese food to go? I'm thinking like,
What kind of shit is
yeah. So
this?
I'm like, what the fuck? So she like, while you're getting the Chinese food, I noticed there's a liquor store 2 doors down. I'm gonna go get a fifth of Hennessy. I was
Oh,
like,
she a hood rat.
oh,
She a hood
I
rat.
said, I said, oh, so you trying to fuck? This is like a while ago, a long time ago. And I'm sitting there like to myself, like, nigga, your dumb ass was about to take her to this nice.
And all you had to do was buy a fifth of Hennessy and Chinese food.
She was like, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go into what the fuck is the name of that place? It's like I'm gonna go into Georgia Peach and get 2 cups of ice. I was like,
Yo,
I'm like,
you really? It was only Hennessy and Chinese food.
yeah, like Hennessy and Chinese food, and it was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was just like, damn. Before I knew it, we was like ate like a little couple nibbles of the food, couple squigs of the Hennessy. Next thing you know, it was just like on, like on.
That was a proper date, I guess.
It's like, and the Henny's in the system.
All right, well, let's do our last
Okay.
question.
Okay.
That's some ghetto ass shit. Hey, Boonie and Brian. I've been looking forward to this episode for a while. I hope you plan to bring Brian to your live show in Philly. Anyway, I have a great boyfriend. Yo, first of all, I always love the questions that have to put that in. It's like, I have a wonderful boyfriend. Okay. He lets me explore sexually, and I thank him for that. He lets me do things to him that my exes would never let me do, which is why we never worked. I really
What are
have
you
a deep burning.
doing to him?
Yeah, hold on to your horses. I really have a deep burning desire to peg him. I know he won't let me go near his ass, but I think he really would enjoy the experience. How would you suggest I bring this up to him as something new that we can enjoy together? I have a unit that will provide clitoral stimulation to me as I stroke him. So, guys, help me please. Signed, Kiera. And for those of you who are like, what the fuck is like what peg? What is that? So pegging is when a woman performs anal sex on a man, usually with penetrating him with a strap on.
Mm, mm, mm. I was liking her in the beginning when she asked me to come to Philly. Philly is a second home to me. I used to live in Philly. I'm looking forward to this opportunity. Whew. This was just I mean, as soon as she said he lets me explore sexually, I thought she was already pegging him. I mean, I just don't know what he allows you to do already that most men aren't willing to allow you to do.
So here's my thing, right? I will say I have not been successful in doing anything in a man's anus. I don't eat ass. I have not put fingers in the ass. I damn sure haven't pegged anyone. I will also say this. I don't know if I want to fuck my man with a strap on, but I wouldn't be opposed to milking a prostrate, putting some fingers in there if that's what he needed to have an amazing fucking orgasm, right?
Nah, I'm
I don't
cool.
even
I'm cool
know.
on
I don't
all of
even
that.
know if I want to. I don't even know if I want to eat ass. Like I'm not even interested in that, right? But I hear like that prostrate
Prostate is
orgasm is.
prostate. You from
Yeah, I'm
Baltimore.
sorry.
That's
You know what I mean?
every now and again your
No.
Baltimore comes out. Like sometimes it's straight private school Boonie, like St. Paul School for girls, but then when you was like the prostrate, I was like, she from Baltimore.
I'm laughing because I hate when I do that too.
But
Okay.
look, no, this
Um,
is the whole thing. When she said like he explores me sexually, I just knew like where can she go with this because there's not too many things that you can explore sexually with a man. Like we don't. I mean, it's like okay, he lets me give him head and swallow us. I don't know where you going with it because it's not too much you can do without getting into that gray area of is my man gay? Because if you start pegging him and he starts like asking you like are you gonna give me some of that dick tonight like are you gonna be comfortable with that like y'all out at a restaurant with friends and he's whispering in your ear like you gonna get in this ass tonight like that is are you comfortable with that because I'm not comfortable with
well, it sounds like she did sound like from the way I inferred from this email is that Kiera has multiple strap-on dildos because she says she has one that can do some vibration to provide her clitoral stimulation while she fucking him. So this must be something she's done
well she
before.
said the guys in the past didn't allow for it.
Well, I mean, maybe they weren't her boyfriends. Maybe she was just doing hookups.
Damn, like that's just rough. Like that should make my ass hurt thinking about it. Like, don't fucking peg me. Don't do nothing to my ass. I've been in a situation where, yeah, the whole like chicks toss your salad, that whole thing. Like I remember that vividly. Like I remember, like chick was just like, "You being a little boy," and I'm like, "I'm not being a little boy. Like I just don't really want you to lick my ass." And she just like, "Just relax." And it's like she did it, and my ass was just wet, like, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. And she always wanted to try to do it, like when she called herself being real freaky. But that's just not like I don't know, like it's my ass, and it's just like an exit only. But I don't know. Sounds like she's gonna.
So it sounds like you would not let, and you have no advice to offer her.
I
And
wouldn't allow the finger. I wouldn't allow the. I don't like the whole tongue thing. Um, It's just nothing to do. Don't do nothing to my ass. I'll do all of the nasty shit for us. Don't worry. But you don't have to worry about trying to do anything like you don't have to eat my ass. You don't have to try to peg me. You don't have to do nothing like that, babe. Just take the night off. I got this. Don't worry about that. Like, I don't know, man. That's just like That's just so borderline being close to gay to me. And you know, sometimes I can be a
I knew
homophobe.
you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it. I was like, we're gonna make it a whole
I mean,
episode
you know, I can
without
like be.
him saying some
I
shit.
mean, you know how I feel about certain stuff. Like, I'm not going. I feel like, how
Well,
can
here's
you
my thing.
hold
I
your
never
head up
under
as a man in that household, knowing she's pegging you,
because you got a bomb ass nut, nigga.
but you going nut from somebody getting pegged?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a man, so it's not gay. I never understand when guys say that.
It's your ass being penetrated. I don't care who's doing it.
But it's not a
You're
man.
not supposed to be penetrated, period.
Okay, we're gonna end this.
Why? I'm just,
Kiera.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I don't want men out there to get the impression to think that it's okay for them to be penetrated. Like,
If that's what they like, yeah.
Boonie, if that's what they like, then maybe they might like it from a man. I don't fucking know. But that shit is not a good look. It's just not a good look.
It's just something that you don't like. That's
No,
fine.
it's most men. I just don't think I'm cool with even hanging with somebody who's getting pegged.
Oh God. Well, Kiera, yeah, I will say I wouldn't even know how to tell you to do that if you already know it's something that he's not comfortable with. I guess my suggestion would be, can you build up to him being fucked in the ass with a dildo? Have you ate him out? Have you tried the fingers? Build up to it. But I don't know, like, how he would be receptive to your unit, as you says. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. That one's tough. I didn't realize so many people were out here doing this. And I feel like more people are doing this to their, like, doing pegging and just not talking about it.
It's something that I would
To the
have to look
to the point.
into to see what the statistics are, because I think it's, if anything, I think it's more of a white people thing. I hope black men are not out here getting pegged, but if they are, I want to know what the percentages are and where this started, because I never have ever heard men be comfortable with talk about getting pegged. Now, I've had dudes talk about getting their ass ate. I know dudes who like, yeah, fuck that. She gonna toss this salad. She licked my motherfucking ass. I like that shit. She licked the gooch. She nasty as shit. I like that shit. I like the way it feel. All right, cool. I'm not saying that that's gay, like you getting your ass licked, but I just don't think like you should be wanting to get poked. That shit is different.
So here, I went to Urban Dictionary, and they said pegging when a woman fucks a man in the ass with a strap-on dildo. It definitely is a very touche practice, especially in the straight male community. It is often thought of as a homosexual act. However, this is not true. Straight men often think that their dominance and masculinity will be in jeopardy if they think about anything that's gay, and that's in air quotes, let alone a female fucking them with a rubber dick. Pegging is not a gay thing whatsoever. It's just anal play.
But I don't know, like that shit just don't sound comfortable or cool. Like it just don't.
My thing is, like, I don't own strap on dildo, so it's not anything that I would be
Even you putting your
exploring.
finger in my ass, like what the fuck are you doing? Like yo, what you doing? Like yo, what the fuck did you just do? Like,
Well, I just think too. I think definitely, I agree. Like, for straight men, the ass gets real touchy, right? But I even think for women, like, some women are still on that sense that, oh, don't do that with
oh,
my
I know
ass.
women like that. That's just like, don't touch my ass. I don't like a finger in my ass, whatever. And then there's women who love anal play, who just absolutely
Mm-hmm.
like go crazy for it. And it's a preference thing. But for men, I mean, that's just like kind of weird to me. I don't know. Maybe people aren't opening up about it and they're doing it, but I would be.
I think people are, yeah, I do think people in this space where they want to explore other things and try new things, but
Yeah, I mean, when we have our live show next time, like I definitely want a show of hands in the audience of women who have been pegging men or playing in their butts, and so I could just see who these motherfuckers are. Like, oh, I know his wife. Oh yeah, I know that's his wife. Like, oh,
Oh, you're so rude. You're
like
so rude. So I want to ask you a question. This is not a reader submitted one. This is one that just popped up. This company sent me some things. I had put it in my Insta story. If you follow me on Instagram over at the Boonie Breakdown, they sent me a clone of pussy kit, which I'm gonna be doing that with Boo this weekend. And they sent me a clone of Willie. So I have a question,
okay.
Brian. If I let you use one of the kits, would you let me raffle off the dildo that you make with your dick?
That's so cool. I would love that. That was so fucking cool.
It just hit me just now because they sent me a few of them. But I'm like, how cool would that be? Like, we raffle off a dildo of your dick, and maybe the person who likes your balls and knows that you have big balls, like, they won't get the balls, but they could win your dick.
That is cool. I like the idea of that. That is so cool. Like,
It just
just
hit
to
me.
know that, like, every night when she goes to bed and she's playing with herself, like, it's made in my image. Like, that is so cool. I like that. That is so.
Isn't that cool? And the other cool thing about it is, like, you can, I don't know if they gave me that piece to give away. Um, but it is you can get a add-on to make it a vibrating dildo.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's very sophisticated. So I'm gonna be doing the clone of pussy this weekend because obviously I need help. With Boo. And it gives you like a little sleeve so your nigga, like, you not there, he can masturbate with your pussy. Love it.
Okay, I like that. So, so when you clone my dick, right? You're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna put my dick on Instagram like, "Hey guys, when Brian's dick," and now my dick on Instagram, and everybody like, "Oh yeah, I don't want that. I
Well, let
don't
me
want
see.
that shit."
Well, let me see how impressive it is.
They're like, "I don't want that shit." Like,
No, here's what we do. I will not post it, but they will know that it's yours, whoever wins
okay,
it.
that's fine. But I mean, what if it's like I'm just like gotta like start explaining and shit like it's much better attached to me and it looks better with my body.
Well, that's the whole point. It's like a clone of pussy, but I mean, a clone of penis. What do they call it? Clone of Willy.
Oh man.
So shout out to the people over at Clone of
Well,
Willy. I thought it was so dope when I saw it. And then I was like, oh shit. I just sent them like, I like followed them on Instagram, and then we like linked up in email and they sent me some things.
yeah,
So it is
that would be funny. That would be cool. That would be funny.
I feel like it has to be cool, like a cool way to win it. So I'm gonna have to think on that.
There's somebody right now listening and they're thinking like, man, I want that dick so bad. And
But you're probably right. Somebody
I just
is.
don't understand where it comes from. Like I talk so much shit and I just be thinking like,
I, I don't either.
yeah, I don't
But maybe she just knows deep down in her heart.
that what?
She just connects with you on another
Oh
level.
yeah, probably. I'm sure it's somebody like, oh yeah, like we would make a good couple or we would be good because he's just so uninhibited or somebody's
Yeah, somebody out there thinking it. So you could probably make it work.
I don't know about all that, but okay.
All right,
Okay.
Brian. Well, another Valentine's Day special. Any final thoughts?
Be safe, have fun, and if you don't have a Valentine, hey, please yourself. I wish I if the clone of Willie turns out really great, I will be selling them all over.
See, that's what I was saying. Some niggas out here who have really good dicks, I would be buying up these kits, making molds of my dick, and selling them.
But see, I don't think my dick is good because of the actual the physical stature of my dick. It's the way I use my dick. I mean, I've like, you know, I feel like me and my dick work well together. Like we know what we want to do to try and get to that place. So, yeah, I don't know if you're going to get the same thing just by shoving it in you every night.
Well, obviously it's not the soul of the man, but it's just the instrument
That's
of the
true
man.
too. That's true too. I mean, you're going to be
But
satisfied. You're going to be satisfied with what the fuck I gave you.
I was like, you really down talking your dick
Because you
and
want to
shit.
like under promise and over deliver so that when they come back and be like, yo, that
Nobody go in there and be like,
like, girl, did you
oh
keep one for
shit.
yourself?
Like, how do I explain that? Like, oh, so I molded Brian's dick. Shook your hand and shit.
Like, what the fuck is that in your purse? Like, oh, I gotta drop this off to Sheikah. She want Brian. They want to mold.
She could go fuck you up when she
She could be like, you know what, Brian? You know what? Fuck you. And don't nobody want your fucking little ass dick. Okay. Yeah. Because I already told her the other day on Instagram,
I saw
Newports.
Listen, I feel like you and Sheikah should just go ahead and fuck.
Why?
It's sexual tension there. I feel it.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
To be honest with you,
I bet y'all would have good sex. I could tell.
To be honest with you, I could have fucked Sheikah a long time ago.
Oh my God. And that's it for the Boonie breakdown.
I mean, I could have.
This week. She's gonna kill me too, but I do think that y'all would have good sex.
I don't think I can have bad sex with anybody.
So 2 seconds ago you were trying to under promise, over deliver. Now you talking big shit. No,
I'm just saying. I just don't think like if I connect with that person or whatever. But no, like I never tried to fuck Sheikah or anything like that. But if I wanted to years ago during the Twitter days, I could have.
Woo, them early Twitter days, man.
Yeah, those early Twitter
fun.
days. They were good. They were good.
That was fun.
Now everybody's busy doing work at work and shit. Yeah.
I know we all old and shit. And I will say, I've always said this. I think I've said this several times on the podcast. Twitter dick was the best dick that I got. Oh my God. Out of all of my social media.
Well, I was married. And I don't believe in cheating, so I didn't get any Twitter pussy.
Let's go before you keep on with the lies. All right, Brian. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Boonie, for having me.
I missed you. And to answer, I think it was Kiera. Was it Kiera? We will be in Philly probably this summer.
Set it up. I can't wait.
When those dates drop, y'all be ready. Baltimore, Philly, and Atlanta, okay? We're going to try Atlanta out
that would be cool, but we're going to get a lot of people who want to be pegged.
Good day. We're done. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I appreciate the questions you sent in. I want to thank Brian for coming out and during our second annual, maybe third annual Boonie's Valentine special. Okay. And I hope you guys each of you have an amazing Valentine's Day, whether you spent it booed up, you're going to spend it single with your dildo, whatever. Just make sure you love up on the person you love. Make sure you love up on yourself and love up on everyone around you. Okay. And if you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or any app that you listen to your favorite podcasts on. Don't forget to leave a review too. You might just hear your review on the next episode. Follow us on social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. I don't make these pretty images and audiograms for nothing, okay? Have a dope ass week. Thank you for listening. And remember, the motherfucking ratchet in me honors the motherfucking ratchet in you. Namaste. Until next time.